Yeah, sure. Well, I'm sitting here at my tiki bar, but I ain't seen the sun all day. There's a storm out there, but I don't care. Yeah, I've got Mike's weather page. Never go down. Okay. Mike's weather page. You know you were tracking every move it makes. You know it's Mike's weather page. You know he won't let us all get blown away. Is it just me or is there spinach over here? There's spaghetti models and empty rum bottles, and sometimes Louis says hi. Hey, Louis. But you don't get no hurries and don't have no worries, cause we're drunk donkey nationwide. Everybody now. Mike's weather page. You know he'll be tracking every move that makes. You know it's Mike's weather page. You know he won't let us all get blown away. Did I ever tell you the story of the drunk donkey? Once upon a time, there was this weather woman. You can come as a pilot, stay kind of quiet, but you know you love watching Mike's page. So put your grown head shirt on, watch it live on your phone, and drink drunk donkey beer all day. Here we go, man. Mike's weather page. You know he'll be tracking every move that makes. You know it's Mike's weather page. You know he won't let us all get blown away. Is that Blobby Bobby? I think that's Juicy Jerry. Yeah, Mike, throw a party, man.
Woo! Dancing on a Wednesday. Gotta love it. Oh, and the old Chevy one eye. As bad as my eyes are, that's kind of my life story right there. One eye. Usually one eye works. It's rare that both eyes are happy. I put new contacts in yesterday. I felt like a brand new man. I just saw my boy, Greg Montgomery. What's up, Mr. Furman? How you been, man? How's old Furman Power Equipment doing? Official generator of Mike's weather page. And I believe the state of Florida. Pretty awesome. Hopefully we don't need to use one tomorrow, but we might. Somebody will. We got storms of brewing. What's up, Miss Shelley? Have I seen her yet? Shelley Ross. You are right, Miss Shelley. This is little Hunter. Oh, good. All is good. That's awesome. So how's everybody doing today on a Wednesday? Cloudy Wednesday. No more cool air. The warm front has won the battle and is backing up now towards the Gulf. Juicing things up. Uh-oh. So, anyway, so we had Louis on the first 2 days. I went and grabbed Hunter today. He was like, oh, no. So we'll say hi for a few minutes. Who am I? If you're new, my name is Mike. We do this little weather show every morning for the last several years. What are you doing? I think we started back in 2016. I'm not a real meteorologist, so nothing I say is official, but make sure you always refer to the National Weather Service, National Hurricane Center. Today we're going to talk more weather, not tropics, but there is some tropics to show off and talk about. Our daily brew brought to you by our great friends at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits right here in the great state of Florida. I got some great news from my buddies there, Major. Looks like we're going to have our own Mike's Weather Page beer for 2024. And that will be available all across the state, including ABC, other fine retailers, and of course, Tampa Bay Brewing Company. So that'll be cool. Yeah, so we're not going to talk much about Lydia. Lydia's a Cat 4. We're going to stick to the Atlantic side. Talk about what's cooking there. It is all worked up. I think it's because your brother's sleeping in the bed and you want to go sleep with him, right? So, all right. You say goodbye to everybody. Say bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Hey, Greg Montgomery. I got my pit spot or campsite for Daytona, so we'll be in the infield together. Working on a golf cart pass now. Got my fire pit, Shelly. Yep. Put it all together. I didn't take a finished picture of the fire pit yet, but there was a million screws. I knew I was in trouble when the box came in and it was little. Here's the box. It's upside down. I guess I can edit it real quick. Let me edit it so I can flip it. There we go. So there it is. Heat Max wood. Not enough space. What are you talking about? Look at that. Wood fire pit chimney. So I got it put together. Yay! Gonna use it probably Sunday night. All right, so we're gonna talk about Tropics here in a second. William Strunk, yep, the Lightning won. Something the Rays couldn't do their last 2 games of the year. I still think the Rays had an awesome year. I think they peaked way too soon. That happens. Peak at the wrong time. You can never peak at the wrong time. It's like a hurricane. You never look at. I can see right through there. Look at that. I see you. You never want to peak on approach. You want to sports. You want to peak on approach. They peak too early. I believe you can't be that strong that many. It's just like racing too. NASCAR. You got to peak at the right time. Oh, Miguel. Halloween sound of the day. Ready? Random soundtrack. 1, 2, 3. 9:19. Does that put you in the mood? Oh. Halloween sound effect. All these new people are rolling in wondering, what the heck's going on with that guy? Oh, AJ, yeah, I was bummed out the Bucks weren't on this week. I'll be excited to watch them. What's up, Mr. Bill Barber? Diamondbacks, I'm done with baseball, Greg. No more baseball. Once the Rays lose, I'm done. Long Island checking in. You got big rain coming Saturday, right? You know that, I hope. Look like some flooding, unfortunately, for the New England, New Long Island area again Saturday and Sunday. Morning, Miss Margaret. Katie Haley, all kinds of Michael stuff yesterday, all over the internet. I really don't do anniversaries with storms, you know. It's kind of like wishing people birthdays. You forget one, then somebody gets mad. So I just don't wish anybody a happy birthday. That way, nobody's mad, nobody's happy. But man, as long as we've been tracking hurricanes together, it seems like every other day there's a anniversary of a storm. So I kind of just don't do it. And to me, an anniversary always seems like a time to celebrate. I don't know why. Using the word anniversary to me, other than being married, it's a dreadful word. R.E. Riggs was on Romper Room once. Oh my goodness gracious. What's up, Miss Shelley? Another Shelley. Beverly from the Panhandles. Yeah, Chris, what's up with our Atlantic East Conference, right? Orioles, Blue Jays, and Rays all went goose egg. Let's see what else we got here. Delray Beach, Mr. Jeff, what's up? Chrissy from Mexico Beach. Oh my goodness. You know, we were up there a couple years ago. Were you there? Did we meet you? We had a good time hanging out at the local bar up there. I forget the name of it. What's up, Mr. Brew Crew? That's right, that's the Brew Crew. We're all a bunch of cone heads. Wind and howling rain's coming. All right, I'm going to try to pop in and say hi to everybody. So thanks for watching, everybody. We're on X, YouTube, and Facebook, and all the TikTok followers. We're almost up to, we're over 250,000 on TikTok now. I just cannot believe it. our server last night. It's like, hey, I was on TikTok and ran across you. So here's the tropics map for the day. So it's deceiving. We don't have our invest anymore. The golf spot we're going to talk a lot about here in a few minutes is not officially expected to organize. What's tricky about systems like this is when I put the 10% map out yesterday, people get the feeling that it's gone, but it's not. We still got big storms coming tonight, so we're going to get into all that. But as far as organized, low pressure, not going to happen. Too much wind shear. But we did have Sean form overnight, and we got a new spot that I almost posted yesterday, but I didn't. I was too focused on the golf. But this wave looks like it's going to try to sneak over to the Caribbean maybe the end of next week. Maybe. We'll get into that too. But that's what's on the tropics map. Here's the latest on Sean, if you're curious. It looks like it's going to tug north and then fizzle. So don't get too wrapped up on those spaghetti model lines. When you see the spaghetti models, it's deceiving. Because when you see those models, you think, oh my God, a hurricane. It's expected to fizzle. So those are just low pressure centers of the storm, not a storm. So that is expected to be a depression this weekend. So there's Sean. We'll see. And then this little spot. All right, so here's current satellite. Let's talk all about the golf from here on out, and then we'll get into the long range stuff. This is what we're talking about. I'm going to get really hot and heavy. There's a couple more things I'm going to bring up, then we're going to get right back to it. This is current satellite of what we're going to be talking about. So we got a warm front that's backing up. This is a low pressure attached to it. A lot of wind shear to the north, a lot of instability, a lot of cape. A lot of chances for some severe storms tonight and tomorrow. So we're going to get into that. That's the current satellite. Look, here's another shot looking at the lightning map. So there you go. It's coming. That's what we got. Remember I posted late last night. If we wake up at 10 in the morning and there's a big blob right here, guess what? There's a big blob right there. Big blob, bubbling blob. So we got a new storm prediction center outlook today. This one just came out at 9 a.m. Remember earlier today we had the yellow area was only along the coastal areas. Now they're going all the way through the state. So if you live in the dark green and if you live in the yellow, you need to pay attention. Now, I don't care what you say sometimes. But there's a lot of unhypers out there and tell people it's just going to be rain. It's just going to be rain. It's just, well, you know, I only share stuff that the officials share. You know, I'll throw a thought here and there. We've been talking about this system back on October 4th. This is how long I've been talking about it as far as a Gulf blob. But this is Storm Prediction Center, and they're mentioning possibility of tornadoes. I am not. So it's not just rain. You need to pay attention to the weather later today and tonight. And unfortunately, it looks like it could happen overnight. So this is real. This is not me making this up. So we're going to get into that some more. This is today's new outlook for later today, tonight, mainly overnight. And it extends to tomorrow. There's a secondary line that we showed yesterday. It looks like it's going to be forming on the backside. It's going to be coming through that could have more potential than what we're seeing overnight. So there could be a double whammy. But these double whammies are sometimes tricky because sometimes the first whammy pulls all the heat potential out, leaving the second whammy with not much left. But we got a really odd pattern here with the high pressure fueling this thing, pulling it in, warm front to the north, a lot of shear from that upper level. So we could have a double whammy. We'll see about that. I get a lot of questions. What the heck do those colors mean? Well, I got this on my website. If you go to Mike's weather page, it's right here. Always been, always has, always will. Right here. Boom, 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 boom. You can always read it. So if you're always wondering what the colors are, go to the site. There you go. Yellow, short-lived, isolated, intense storms possible. That's usually where we have a tornado watch issued. I'm going to get more into that here in a second. So tornado watch is likely to be issued later today. Here is a timing map. We're going to get into more here in a little bit, but this is just a post I put out earlier. What this map is a supercell index, which also coordinates or collaborates or is in conjunction with a tornado potential. But basically, this is midnight tonight, and you can see that these storm potentials are really starting to increase as it approaches the west central coast. And this is expected to go inland. So unfortunately, we could be looking at nocturnal tornadoes tonight. Rain potential has definitely wiggled wobbled, but still expected 3 inches possibly in the Pell's County area, 2 inches as far south Braden and Sarasota. 3 inches possibly over there by the Daytona Beach area. So we're still looking at 2 to 3 to 4 inches here possibility as rain training sets up. So some of this is going to extend northward, obviously, into South Georgia, Alabama, and South Carolina as our big blob moves in. But that's the latest rain map. Still expected. I know people in Pinellas don't believe it. I've seen this before. So have I. But that's the latest. And this is a blend of models. This is not just one model. So you would think it's pretty darn accurate. We got a lot of people watching in Bermuda. So this thing's going to exit Florida. And by tomorrow night, Thursday night, it's going to deepen down into maybe 995 pressure range. Maybe subtropical. I don't know. It's still attached to a frontal line. But important thing to note here is we talked about it yesterday. It's still the same day. Overnight, tomorrow night, Thursday night into Friday. Very windy, very gusty, rainy storms potential for Bermuda. This thing's going to scoot on out of Florida. Head your way. We do have a new Invest out there. Invest 94 just got tagged. This is that yellow area that is out there off of Africa. It's a low rider. Some of the models had it making it to the Caribbean later next week into the weekend. Some are showing a fizzle to the north. So we'll show that here in a little bit. But it is Invest 94. I did update the app. You should have got a notification on your app. I always send notifications out on your app. Greg, are you in our texting service, Mr. Furman? I hope, because I sent out a text to our Cat 5s too. If you're not, email Shelly and she can hook you up. But you make sure you got your text. I'll wake you up out west. And the big question is the 12-foot skeleton. Do you bring the skeleton in or leave him up? I'm going to move my car. I'm leaving my skeleton up, but I'm moving the car. How about that? I don't care if the thing comes down. I don't want to hit in the charger. What's up, Yo Hell? My buddy down south. I have not smoked a cigar since with you on the boat. Tiffany did not get a notification on the app. Well, that might be your phone because I got one. You should have got one. So you probably have notifications turned off. It's so tricky. That's why these weather radios and stuff, I just don't, I don't trust them because mine goes into sleep mode at night and I don't get notifications at night. I said it one time years ago and I don't even bother to mess with it. I ain't got the time for that. Nobody does. What's up, Mr. Sherman? Hey, Miss Lori Rye. I always think of you, Bermuda. Beth from Tampa Shores, good morning. What is the app, Rachel? It's Mike's Weather Page app. Live updates from my front yard, Lance. Shelly, do this, Shelly. I'm going to go storm chasing. I don't know what I'm going to find, but mainly to have my drone. I got my drone charged up over there. And I don't know. It's very, we don't get these big storm outbreaks close to home very often. So here's what my kitchen looks like. Let me show you. Here's there's the charging depot last night. I'm charging the drone, all my MiFi, all my batteries. Got the laptop charging. So that indicates to Julie I am leaving soon. Shelly, you can put an ear pod in and paint. I hate painting. Painting's terrible. Pay somebody. God, I hate painting. I'm proud of you for painting. Ugh. All right, so what else we got cooking? So we got a new Global Tropics Hazards map put out yesterday. Been waiting on this one. So good news, bad news, I guess. Good news is they don't have the dark red anymore, but they still have us hatched in for red towards the end of the month. Now that I can believe. So we've been talking a lot about the lowering shear forecast towards the end of the month, and totally get this. I posted the shear forecast a bunch. Water temperatures are still hot, above normal, 3, 4, 5 degrees above normal, whatever normal means. So, tropical season does not end until November 30th. And I don't have to remind anybody, we've had a lot of strong storms in the month of October into November. So, Global Tropics Hazards Map has it kept alive the possibility here across Central America into the Gulf, Western Atlantic. So, that's just basically telling you that the conditions are going to be favorable for possible development. We still have waves coming across. We have fronts digging down. Fronts dig these up. Fronts help kickstart systems. So, and realistically, the front that's coming down this weekend, believe it or not, could spark something in the Western Caribbean later next week. So we're going to show you that too. But the front coming down this weekend, it's going to push all the way through Florida, which is going to cool things off for y'all down there in Miami. Yay! Possibly could get something going here later in the month. So that's that. Another thing we need to talk about real quick. I know we got a lot of people who just had somebody from Long Island say hello anyways. Lance sent me a raincoat donation. Heavy rain. This has been on the radar now for a couple days. Unfortunately, Long Island had some bad flooding a week or so back. We're going to have almost a nor'easter style lows swinging through there in the northeast and dumping a lot of rain Saturday and Sunday. So the flood outlook, unfortunately, is back again. What else do I have? I like these tabs open. I like the new format. It took me, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 8 years. 8 years to finally figure out some sort of a schedule. By the way, the guy singing our song in the beginning, Andy Simmons, that was an awesome tune. He wrote us 8 songs, which if you go to our website, go to Mike's Weather page, I have a link here if you're curious about them. Listen to all the MWP songs right there. You can jam out. Jam on. Fall foliage. Look at this. Peak color. Red. So how about that? Starting to get some color down to Pennsylvania. Starting to see it in the high mountains of the Appalachians in West Virginia. And guess what? Even starting to see some color touching Georgia. Dalton area. So it'd be kind of fun to progress this. This is on Twitter. I don't really know if they have a website or not, but I thought it was kind of neat. The foliage report. Foliage report. The foliage report. All right, let's pull up some graphics here. We slow down a little bit. Let me pull up this little guy right here. We'll slow down a little bit. This is current satellite. The blob. All right. Steve can confirm Georgia. Cool. You love the song this morning. Dancing along. Lori, yep. MT, what's up? Thank you for the stars. Friday evening in Oakley. Looks like it'll be gone for you, so have a good wedding. I think it'll be gone, hopefully. Morning, Mr. James. Tropical Troubles. Got to move in for the horses. Well, I don't even have my truck right now. I had to get the tire fixed. It was leaking, so hopefully Goodyear calls me. I'll be storm chasing on 3 wheels. Oh, Johnny, we might do a meet and greet. I'll be November 4th. We'll be at the Tampa Bay Brewing Company Badass Beer Fest in Oldsmar. If you live in the area, there's going to be a really big party at downtown Oldsmar, sponsored by my good friends at Tampa Bay Brewing Company, November 4th. Check it out. Or come on the cruise. All right, so we talked about this blob. So we got rain currently. We do have heavy rain across Mississippi, Alabama right now, spreading up to New Orleans a little bit. This is current radar map. So like we said yesterday, it's kind of a two-fold system here. We got the upper Gulf getting it first, more just rains and some heavy winds up that way. That's current radar there. Texas getting a little bit too. So they're welcoming rains for Texas. This is all happening right now. This is actually pulling in some juice from Lydia from the Pacific, believe it or not. The jet stream is so powerful it's actually picking up Lydia and pulled some of that upper level moisture along with it. So this is helping fuel everything. There's a lot of rain right now. It's current radar. Nothing stormy wise. Cold fronts boundaries, keeping some of the severe stuff off. Current rains, heavy rains. The windy map. Let's take a look at the winds right now. Surface level winds. Should be seeing some winds up that way. Here's kind of what's going on. There's your sloppy low pressure system. So other than the seas, we talked about it yesterday too, but most of your winds are coming in off of land, so you're not really getting any direct impacts across the upper Gulf. So gale conditions on the water, but as far as land impacts, that's a big difference. So the winds are coming out of the north east there, and here setting up. So it's a sloppy low. It's not tropical, too much wind shear, but they're just kind of showing you what's going on out there. I mean, it's kind of trying, but it's not. It's just got too much wind shear. But all this is going to be moving towards the Florida Peninsula later tonight. Look at the current wind shear map. Kind of shows you a little bit of less wind shear actually underneath it. That's pretty interesting. No chance for development from the National Hurricane Center. So wind shear is a little less, but doesn't mean anything. Wind shear definitely to the north. Strong wind shears. This is a better map. This is just kind of showing you that jet stream in the peach colors. If you're colorblind, I apologize. I didn't make the map. But 60, 70 knots of wind shear above, that's a lot. Almost impossible for anything to get going. But that's why the general direction is towards the Florida Peninsula. A lot of wind shear for that. So let's go back to Storm Prediction Center. So here's the official forecast from NOAA here. So we got an interesting little setup here. We got severe wind in the yellow. Tornado chances now have been stretched to include parts of the Panhandle over to the East Coast, down Sarasota County, over south of Shelley there in the Cape. So usually when you have a brown like this, you get a tornado watch. Remember now, a watch means you got all the ingredients, right? Remember the taco? A watch means taco ingredients. The ingredients are there. A warning means you have the taco. Watch just means you're watching for the possibility of a tornado. Doesn't mean you're going to have a tornado. Doesn't mean there's a chance that conditions are favorable for tornado. So we'll see, but that would be late tonight. So this is what I hate about late night advisories. This is probably going to happen. If it does, we can all say I was right. But they issue these dang tornado watches late. Sometimes too late, like when people go to bed. So we could see a tornado watch posted maybe at 9 o'clock tonight, 10 o'clock tonight for overnight. That's tricky. So we're going to look at some timing maps here in a minute. But just be prepared. If you live in the brown area, green area, brown area especially, we could have a tornado watch overnight tonight. Not very much hail involved because this isn't really like a true jet stream that's coming out of the polar north. It's more of a Pacific jet stream, so you don't really have that cold air. Big word of the day, you don't have the cold air aloft. Deborah, did I say Tuesday? Tacos? Oh, we're talking tacos. I've messed up the dates this week so bad. I usually mess up east and west. I'm dyslexic. I can't even say the word. I'm dyslexic with weather. I always type east. 9 times out of 10, I type east and mean west, and west I mean east. Today's chili Wednesday because Julie made chili yesterday. I love a little chili and a lot of hot sauce. Tomorrow, it's the same. So it's tricky because it's almost the exact same map. This is for Thursday. So let's really look at what's coming. So today, tomorrow, tonight, overnight tonight. Same area. Weekend rain's looking pretty good. I know a lot of people are worried about the weekend. So we do have a cold front coming down this weekend. A real cold front. And that will be bringing attic air. Cold attic air. So let's take a look here at the surface chart maps for coming up. So here's our warm front backing up. Let's go to tomorrow. Obviously, Thursday, our low pressure area is nearing the coastline. Heavy rain across the peninsula into Georgia. But what happens on Friday? A little bit of lingering rains remain. This is Friday morning. We know tomorrow, we know Thursday. But look, Friday afternoon, night into overnight hours, really starting to lose the rain potential. We go to Saturday morning, there's our real front coming. That's a real frontal line. So that is bringing cool air, and the peninsula here is showing some rain Saturday morning, but by Saturday evening and Saturday night, kind of gone. So I still think the threat is going to be no threat. I still think the chance of some sprinkles Saturday might exist in the morning time, but when we get into the evening and night, that front should be already passing through. And here's Sunday morning, just touching the tip of Florida there. So very light rain chances through the weekend, but they are going to be there. And then by Monday, Sunday night into Monday, we got almost nothing. So there you go. And guess what? Check these temperatures out for Monday night. 64 possibly in Miami. Is that freezing? Do y'all even have heat in Miami? 62 in Lauderdale. This is Monday night. So that's what's coming there. All right, let's look at some really high resolution models for today to see what timing is going to be for these storms. Because that's what everybody's wondering. And then we're going to talk about tropics down the road. Alright, so let's just look at the latest HRR, which is really good. These high resolution models are really good. We can look at something. I added a new thing too. I've used this map before. I watched my buddy Dennis last night. There's CAPE. A lot of people use CAPE when looking at severe weather potential. I haven't looked at the lift index in a long time, but he mentioned it last night. So I added a link if you're curious. I know a lot of y'all watch Dennis too. Where did I put it? I thought I put it up. I don't see it. I thought I added the lift index. Oh, right here, lift index, right here. So if you're curious what the lift index means, there's a GFS model that does it pretty much. And the rule of thumb, 6 or 7, -6, -7. But I was interested that he talked about it last night because I haven't really used it in a long time. But for example, Thursday, let's do 6 a.m. lift index around 7, where I'm at tomorrow morning. So just another tool. It's kind of like CAPE, but if you're curious, there you go. But I see. Let's go to weather models. Let's look at the HRRR. We can look at let's first off look at the radar. Now we know it's going to rain the upper Gulf, but as far as severe storms goes, this will give you an idea. Let's look at the timing for at least the peninsula here. So we already got scattered showers back here and there, but the main core of this thing tonight starts to really get brewing here this afternoon. So we can start to see some isolated cells popping here this afternoon. This is about 4 o'clock. Some of them are already making inland today and Wednesday. Then we get a big surge overnight. This is 6 p.m. But here's that rough stuff, unfortunately. Now this could destabilize or stabilize. This could stabilize the atmosphere. Sometimes you get these rains out in front of them, predicted severe rains and storms, then sometimes it could help reduce energy. But they're already talking about, dew points and jet stream and fuel and the Gulf. So there's still a lot of unknowns of how severe this thing's going to be. But, it's like I said, it's a double whammy. So we're going to have this set up overnight, the strong stuff, it looks like. Smack dab over Tampa, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. But then we've been seeing the secondary lines showing up here, more of a classic squall line. This was showing up yesterday, showing up again. So overnight tonight, this is all. So let me just show you what overnight tonight. This is pretty much overnight to 7 a.m. right there, all that. So this is overnight tonight. I'm just wiggling it back and forth. This is all tonight, all that tonight. But when we get back into the morning tomorrow, we got a line setting up possibly at 6 a.m. This is 6 a.m. All this action over here in the East Coast. We got some storms down here in South Florida. And then we got, maybe another line setting up, which is really weird, 10 o'clock. And it all comes down to one final line about 2 o'clock. So it's really hard to tell if we're going to really have that multiple rounds of severe storms. But the big stuff definitely looks like it's coming overnight. So I hope that made sense. But here is the supercell composite. This is a little bit more high def on when we can start to see some really strong storms. So today with daytime heating across central part of Florida, we got 5, 6, 7 o'clock p.m. We could start seeing, some of your standardized storms possibly. But the big stuff is here. This is midnight. And that's what I keep seeing over and over and over again. So random storms this afternoon, this evening. But then the yellows and the oranges start indicating your supercell composites, which really focus right here on west central Florida tonight. So that could be bad. That could be bad. That could be tornadic cells. That could be strong cells. A lot of wind. So that's unfortunately at 2 a.m. tonight. We got another little band starting to set up. So this is going to be interesting. So if you notice, the Storm Prediction Center kind of extended the outlook to touch more of the panhandle. Well, I believe it's because we're starting to get that secondary line. Remember, so what we've been seeing now, even we saw yesterday a lot. Yesterday was the main blob here, but then a secondary blob developing on the backside, kind of like a high pressure rolling in, kind of pulling it up towards that front. So the secondary line is the one that could bring some storms to the upper panhandle area tonight too. And it's kind of pushing its way towards the Big Bend area. And, again, we're still seeing this 8 in the morning. So we got boom, boom. Two maybe rounds here. And this is a pretty strong line. This is a squall line, 8 a.m. tomorrow. Right across Interstate 4. Smack dab across Interstate 4. Which tells you one thing. Traffic is going to stink tomorrow morning if you got to go Interstate 4. We got another parameter here called the significant STP forecast. Not like Richard Petty STP, but anyway. Ha! Typo. Carol's retired. Good for you. All right, Courtney Williams. Yep, traffic stinks. Now, see, I'm a local Florida native, and I remember when Interstate 4 was a very pleasant drive. I remember those days. Significant tornado parameter. Again, nothing looks like it's going to really happen this evening, but everything keeps showing overnight. So it'll be really interesting to watch. If you read all my posts, hopefully you do. The common theme is it's going to be interesting to watch because you know, without that strong jet stream in place, we would see probably things stabilize with some of these early day rains. Usually, that's what happens. You get these initial rains out in front, and it cools things off, and the atmosphere is less hostile. But we got a very strong jet stream above. We have incoming winds, you know, around the Gulf's backside, so we got shear in place and sort of an El Nino setup. You know, everybody's talking about an El Nino winter. That big tornado outbreak in the early 90s in Kissimmee area was a strong El Nino year. And if you look back at history, Florida tornadoes, most of them come in the wintertime during strong El Nino years. And a lot of flooding events have happened during El Nino years. And that's because of where the jet stream's at. Jet streams to the north, fueling, you know, just like we see in the Midwest, it's just a different pattern. We don't, you know, we're not seeing the lift out of the Gulf, you know, for Tornado Alley, but we're seeing a strong horizontal jet stream, which is fueling this possibility of shear. So there's that up over jet stream, and then we have incoming high pressure, basically in the south here, pulling up moisture towards that. So we get a conflict of winds, and next thing you know, these storms get wrapped in, and you get tornadoes. So anyway, overnight tonight, that's looking pretty rough for the west central parts overnight again. This is around midnight, 1 o'clock. There's our secondary little blob of rains and storms possibly coming. This is 5 o'clock, and you can see they kind of doing the same thing. Petering out a little bit, but we still have the 8, 9, 10 in the morning, the secondary line. So same as yesterday. As far as timing goes and what it could look like, Cape surface, potential energy out ahead of this thing. You can see it really gets bubbling 1 o'clock in the morning. So Cape's high in the south, but there's no moisture to go with it, so you kind of got to put the two together. But there's your Cape values, really high across west central Florida, 1 a.m., very high, 3,000 range. And it's funneling right in there in the Tampa Bay area. Man, I ain't got to go far. I'm gonna fill the car up with a quarter tank of gas. It'll be the first time I storm chase with a quarter tank of gas. Lightning. Let's see if we're gonna have any overnight thunderstorms. Likely, yes. Boom, 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 boom. This is 1 a.m. Yep, there's those signs. We got our two areas. We got our main area here overnight. We got a secondary tail forming. Lightning overnight. Boom, 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 moving in. There's a secondary line in the morning. Across Interstate 4, moving on in later morning hours. So. And we can still have a healthy little line tomorrow night. This is about 4 p.m. tomorrow evening. So we could still see that squall line. This is tomorrow night, about 4 or 5 o'clock p.m. So this is tomorrow. So hopefully it's starting to lose some punch by then. But there you go. So I know we got people down. Obviously, we got a lot of people watching down south. So after, this is tomorrow afternoon, 3, 4, or 5 o'clock. There's our squall line. And this is not really even that front. This whole thing's going to push on over to Bermuda over Thursday night. And look at that tails. Oh, man, look at that. See, this is your Friday morning. Interesting. Didn't even see this yet. I'll focus on tomorrow. But look at that. We still have tail left behind here on... I don't think it's going to work. I got to go back here. That makes sense. Almost like the tail of a tropical system that you see these things... stick around. So here's Friday morning. You can see our big blob passing through Bermuda. But look at that. This is some leftovers Friday morning. So like I said before, it's going to be an interesting setup to watch. Now these leftovers are going to get all pulled in here, but then we're going to approaching front coming down. It's going to shove it all out of here, hopefully by Saturday afternoon, Saturday night. As we got that front coming down. So, let's see here. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Keep saying interesting because it's going to be interesting. Surface chart kind of showing you the front coming through. This is Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So, look at that. So, Monday, there's our front lingering. We got another front coming down next Tuesday, Wednesday. But 18th of October, we're seeing that lingering front hanging out around there. I know we got a lot of people watching. Let's go to Tropical Tidbits. Let's talk about tropics in general. So this is Lydia. No, it's not Lydia. That's the wrong damn coast. This is Sean. And then we got the Invest 94 behind it. And let's just show you the moisture map. I kind of like to look at this here. So let's look at accumulated. All right. This is kind of neat because it's going to show you a couple things. We're going to watch our front stall down here in the Western Caribbean. We're going to watch Sean go this way. We're going to watch this juice maybe make it to the islands. So as we go into Tuesday, Sean's gone. Here's our new area. Here's our front lingering. And our front kind of pulls up some juice midweek. So there's some heavy rain for Belize, Central America, rain across the Caymans, maybe even touching Jamaica. Here's that new area that's coming, Invest 94. Now, we get to the 20th. This is a blob of moisture that some of the models were picking up. The Canadian was picking it up a lot yesterday. This is lingering leftover front, kind of gets pulled up, some juice, wraps around, pulls up. So, you know, by next Friday and Saturday, Invest 94 might be nearing the Caribbean. Now, the latest GFS is pulling it north. GFS isn't really developing our frontal line, but it is bringing Invest 94 just north of the islands. And then guess what? It curves it. Almost impossible for any system down there to not curve as long as we keep getting these frontal lines coming down. So, latest Euro. Here's Sean. Here's Invest 94 over the weekend. Here's our front. You can look at Sean, dissipates really fast. Invest 94 juice right here. This is next Thursday or Wednesday, Thursday. Now there's our front next week. Here's Invest 94. Could reach the islands the end of the week. This is Friday. There's our old front. And that only goes out 10 days. So if you're watching in the Caribbean, there's 94 next Thursday, next Friday, next Saturday. Probably more like Friday. Could be giving y'all some rains. Our old lingering front's hanging out next week. So this will be kind of the area to watch as our front from this week hangs out. The Canadian model was definitely showing development from that front. Here's next Thursday, 1002. And it kind of pulls it into the Yucatan. But the Canadian's been really solid about what the global tropics hazard map's been showing, and that's been a general low pressure on both sides of Central America. You know, one of the runs had it pull up more towards the Gulf, so you know you got to believe something could be cooking here. But as far as Sean goes, I don't know. It doesn't look like it's going to do much. It looks like it's going to fizzle fast. The next wave behind it, I don't know. It's not really showing much development with that one either. We got ensembles we can look at with 94. Let's look at Invest 94. See if there's any out yet. No, too early. They just started running them, so there's really no ensembles yet for Invest 94. That's it for that. Let's look at long range ensembles here. Let's take a look at this to see if there's anything more cooking down there in the Caribbean to watch. This is on weathernerds.org. So again, we're kind of watching this general area in about 10 days. See if there's anything popping down there on the latest Euro. There's I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's Lydia or 94. Why do I keep saying Lydia? What the hell, man? So let's go to the bigger picture here. All right, let's loop it out. I think that's... that's still Sean. But see, like I said, it's... Well, then there's a new area here, so... All right, well, it's 10 days out right here. Boom. So we got we got 3 or 4 ensembles in the Western Caribbean. Nothing to really worry about, except you know, could be 94, could be old frontal line merging, it could be all three merging, or all two. Well, there's a couple. Nothing solid, but, you know. So if we were to watch this area, which I keep talking about, you know, it's a little leftover frontal line and could even be a little bit of Invest 94, but basically the bottom line is that, you know, I showed this yesterday. Tropical Tidbits has a really good shear forecast on their page. Anomalies for shear, go to 00Z. We can go to week. So right now we obviously got a ton of wind shear. Zero is normal wind shear. Red's really above anomalies. Bulk shear numbers are high. Red, obviously. And then we go to week 2. It starts the weekend, but then we get into where this next system might try to start brewing. The end of October. And we see shear really becoming less in the Western Caribbean. So as long as that shear remains light in the Caribbean, then something could try to get going here. This is towards the end of the month. And then this is into the first part of November. And we ain't got to talk about the water temperatures. We know they're hot. So the shear forecast remains low towards the end of October into early November. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. Just means it could happen. Anyway, cool down. Let's talk about that. I just saw a random person asked about how cold it's going to get. So, it is going to cool down. We are going to get a cold front through the whole state. We are going to see low humidity through the south, especially Florida. So let's just do this real quick for our Florida friends. Low temperatures, day 4. Here's Saturday. Cold front starting to sneak into play. 60s. This is low. That's low. That's not very low. But look at the change. It's coming. This is Saturday. This is Saturday night. Low. Or wait a minute. This is Saturday. I don't know if it's ever Saturday morning or not. When's this? Thursday morning. That's probably morning. Wish it would. All right, so here's Saturday lows. Look at the different. Right, look, here's Saturday morning, Sunday, a 10-degree drop. So blues are creeping in. Sunday morning, these are 50s. But then watch happens on Monday. Boom. So Monday morning, we have 50s down past Interstate 4. 60s for South Florida. Tuesday might even be a little cooler. Yes. This is Monday night. So Monday night, Tuesday morning. That's legit. 60. This is a blend of models too. This is a NOAA blend. We go to National Weather Service. Is it not showing that yet? Oh, it's not going that far. Yeah, same thing. 62 maybe for Miami. '50s teasing past Okeechobee on Monday night, Tuesday morning. So there you go. 40s deep into Florida. Here's a Muddy Waters song called I think it's called Deep into Florida. Look it up. Well. He's a good blues man, Muddy Waters. Deep down in Florida is what it's called. Deep down in Florida. Where alligators play. What the hell? I gotta look it up now. I can sing it. I can't play it because I'll get tagged. But Muddy Waters, Deep Down in Florida lyrics. Here we go. So, this is it right here. I'll be going down to Florida where the sun shines damn near every day. Take my woman out to the beach and play. Talks about Newberry. My God, we play softball in Newberry. I didn't know that. If we're not too busy, I believe I'm going to drop over to Newberry. Oh my God, we practically live in Newberry as many times we play softball. Oh, I love it. Sit down a big old orange tree. Oh my God, I love that stuff. Boom, boom. I know the bass. Deep down in Florida. 50s for Pinellas, Kenneth James. Oh, it's going to be really close. Man, you know, the warm Gulf waters kind of win the battle. We have our own personal battles with warm Gulf waters. So I don't know if we're going to see 50. Maybe I will. See, where I live, we have the preserve close to us, and it's a direct shot basically all the way to Ocala. So we get cold attic air makes it to me, but guess what? It starts to warm up the time it goes over the bay into Pinellas. So that warm water or warm air of the bay ends up losing the chill that's going to reach you guys. So we're usually the coldest spot in Oldsmar or Pinellas County where I'm at. That's why we have ice sometimes. They're like, how did you get ice? Well, I don't know. I didn't make it up. I set the sprinklers up and we get ice. It's an annual tradition here. So I got Invest 94 on the website. If you're curious, big old blob. Look at this big old blob of rain going on right now, man. It's tremendous. A lot of rain going on up north. Nothing strong, at least. But we are getting our rains. Our predicted rains are happening. This stuff has not come here yet. So our rough stuff, again, if you're just tuning in, it does look like we're going to have overnight storms tonight along west central Florida beginning maybe 11, 12 o'clock earliest. That's be midnight. They are going to work their way inland all the way to the east coast. Follow your Storm Prediction Center maps right here. These are usually tornado watch areas in yellow. So always check them out. They're going to do a new update here in a little bit, in about an hour and a half. So we'll see what they say. I mean, you know, you can read about it. Scattered numerous thunderstorms should shift east through north central, northeastern Gulf today. A few tornadoes damaging wind gusts appear to be the main threat. Talking about the Cape Ranges. Talking about few potential tornadic supercells within the broader mass of thunderstorms. Oh, and that's toward the Atlantic coast before 12Z. So that means through the night. That means obviously by morning time you could have severe storms. So again, it seems like it's all overnight initially tonight to worry about. And then they talk about for tomorrow. Few tornadoes should still continue to be a threat Thursday morning across portions of north central Florida. Continuation from day one into Thursday. So the rough stuff should be pretty much gone as the day goes on Thursday. So there you have it. There you have it. Anything else we can talk about? Chris, I know, right? Nothing says you're from Florida. I had to get my buddy OMG Wicks to do a video with his flip phone with me out there setting up the sprinklers to make icicles. Reader M, yes. Now listen, worry means. See, I gotta be careful. Like, so, Reader M on YouTube asked, "Should you worry in Clearwater?" Well, worry is really, God, it's a weird word, right? Worry means it almost means like it's gonna happen. So, you know, I hate to be like an English person, but I would use the word aware. Does that make sense? So rather than worry, like be aware. There's a chance, like. Worry kind of means that it's going to happen. But see, the problem with tornadoes are you don't know if they're going to happen. Like, it's so random. Like, it's just, you know. So being aware that there's a possibility, yes, 100%, especially coming in off of the Gulf. Water spouts turned into tornadoes. So, yes, not worry, be aware. I wish I could. Everybody could have the same app I do, but Radar Scope has a great app. Why am I getting low storage warnings on my phone? I just thought I got rid of a bunch of video this morning. But anyway, look at things called velocity. The red and green maps. So if you have a radar scope, is good for that. You can look up radar velocity potential and see the signatures of strong storms. But mainly just being alert, having weather alerts, weather stations. Listen to your local news. I know Dennis Phillips will be on a lot. So will Paul Delgado, Mike Clay, Jeff over at NBC, and Bobby Deskins. Believe it or not, I'm friends with all of them. Never dreamed in a million years I'd know all 5 chief meteorologists here in Tampa Bay. Who would have thought? Weird. Concerned. There you go. Have a great Wednesday, Kenneth. Thanks. Yep. Wind maps, wave maps, Shelly. Yeah, we can show you that. My favorite wave map is on a site. Oh, you can look at them on free. Well, I have them down here too, by the way. These are your official NOAA wave sites right here. You can click on these little guys right here. So if you click on that, please go to a site and you can see the wave forecast. Levi also has them. If you go to Euro, change your region to southeast, go to lower dynamics and hit significant wave height, and you can see waves. And we've talked a lot about this. I guess I should bring it up again. Nothing's changed. So throughout tomorrow, as our system comes, these little arrows here are indicating waves there, and then the arrows here are doing that. That's our boundary. So as our system does that, you have winds coming this way, and you have winds coming that way. Kind of like a tropical system almost. So the big waves are going to be, Big Bend down Tampa Bay area, and then South Carolina a little bit, and then mainly Georgia and northern Florida tomorrow morning. So yeah, big waves there. You can look at that on the Euro map, and then there it goes. So that's a good question. Bob likes radar scope. Cool, man. Heather, yep. Dennis is heading to Louisiana. His son's getting married. I guess he's going to go live on Bourbon Street. Fun fact, Chris. Yep, strawberries need that coat. Actually, I heard strawberries like a little freeze now and then, right? They actually get a little more flavor. There's a video on TikTok of a guy that plants seeds. It's the most fascinating thing I've ever seen. It's a time lapse of seeds. I tell you what, nature to me is just phenomenal. Like, no one's ever going to understand it. I won't understand it. How a seed can almost plant roots. Like, little fingers come down, and then it grows up. I don't know how it does it. I mean, it's just crazy watching. All right. Lows for Alabama this weekend. Well, this weekend isn't going to be too cold yet. You'll still be in the low 50s probably. I think the big stuff gets here more Sunday night and Monday. So there you go. All right. Well, anyway, it's been an hour. I rambled on enough. Hopefully you got some good weather information. Appreciate you tuning in as always. Don't forget all of our great supporters. Greg Montgomery was in here. I shared a post earlier this week, but you can get 30% off. Clicking on that link right there to get 30 off, free shipping, an amazing deal. You can also get them at Lowe's, Badcock, Costco. But sometimes that deal's a little better, sometimes it's not. But you can check them out there. Got our race car coming up. Can't wait. Big thanks to Done Right Roofing here in Palm Harbor area. So if you ever need any roofing done, they're the great supporters of our page and great company all around. The orange and blue trucks around town. Big thanks to YouTube, sponsored direct remodels located here also in Florida. Pell's County. Dealing with hurricane windows for sure. I got the link up top. And all of our other great, wonderful supporters that help me and our crew do what we love to do. Provide weather for you. There's a lot of places you can get weather. Just appreciate you getting it from us. All right, well, that's it for me. Got to take a nap if we're going to storm chase all night. Sorry, Shelly. I will not storm chase tonight, Shelly. I'm going videography tonight. But I don't know what that means, but anyway. All right, well, stay tuned, alert for sure. West Central Florida, all the way through the state. Could be rocky tonight. I'm worried they'll issue tornado watches late tonight, so just be aware there could be tornado watches overnight. And spread the word, let people know there could be some nasty weather rolling in tonight. So a lot of people like to downplay it and say it's just going to be rain, but when the official sources are talking about tornadoes, then you got to be aware, right? Right. All right, so we'll see you probably tomorrow, all right? Maybe I'll be storm chasing at 9 o'clock in the morning if this secondary line rolls in. Last look here. Let's look at the last look at HRR. We can get some high-resolution radar 14 hours out. So our initial line hits tonight, 6, 7, 8 o'clock tonight. But then the big line really sets up overnight here. And there's our secondary line tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. So that'll be the secondary line of what's really going to happen overnight. So we could have that line at 7 a.m. tomorrow. This blob of storms tonight around midnight, 1 o'clock. That, to me, looks like the big one that we need to worry about. It's what all the higher resolution models are predicting. So, again, around midnight, we could see the nasty stuff starting to set up off the coast of Florida here. So keep an eye on that. All right, there you go. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow sometime. All right, bye-bye.